What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 4th of July special of Pete's Basement. You'll notice I have on my vintage American flag t-shirt. I actually thought we were going to be doing a round table, but nobody wants to come and play with me because the basement's really hot and disgusting because I still haven't gotten that air conditioner put in. And all the boys have better things to do, such as, you know, just like Memorial Day, the best way to ring in the American holidays with barbecued flesh and ketchup. As for me, I have my Hudson, New York corn whiskey, also known as White Lightning. This is some pretty interesting whiskeys that for the first time the ingredients are all grown in the Hudson Valley, upstate. I have my other bottle in there, the Hudson Single Malt whiskey that Roger and I polished off a while back. So I figured there's like 5 different ones. I'm going to try all of them. They got like a baby bourbon, they got a Manhattan rye, which I assume will taste something like molten lava. And they got a regular 4-grain bourbon, which sounds pretty interesting. So whatever it is you're drinking this holiday weekend, wish America a happy birthday, our lovely, amazing country that it is. And stay safe, read some comics, and don't drink and drive. Ooh, that's tough. Alright, what we got this week? Before anything, I want to let you guys know the Fallen Angel trade paperback is coming out this coming Wednesday. So you're watching this Tuesday, hopefully. So the trade paperback's coming out on Wednesday, and it's got a bunch of extras that JK put in, including a Fallen Angel gallery from such artists as Steve Bryant, Dave Watcher, Andy Jewett, and Alex Robinson. It's got a couple of other features like a cameo guest appearance gallery starring the Basement Crew and a bunch of other cool stuff. JK hopefully will be here next week to talk to you more about that. But definitely if you missed Fallen Angel issue 4 or the rest of that 4-issue stint, Return to the Sun, which was, I actually really liked it, having never read Fallen Angel before. And I'm not just saying that because we were in it, I actually really did enjoy the book. So definitely go pick that up, check it out. And, because we're in it and shit, because it's fucking cool. Anyway, on to the regular stuff. DC's Flashpoint, Hal Jordan, and Flashpoint Project Superman I picked up this week. Hal Jordan, this is pretty much just... There was a series, a storyline in like the regular Green Lantern books that detail... It was called Secret Origin. I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head. But that's pretty much exactly what this is, with a little bit of Flashpoint strewn in. In this case, him and Carol Ferris are pilots, and they get attacked by what looks to be Tiger Shark. I believe that's a character in DC. Either way, they get attacked by a giant shark man. And then, just like in the regular DC universe, Avengers' plane, his ship crash lands on Earth, and Hal Jordan finds it, and Avengers says, "You need to help me save the world." So not much is changing, apparently, in the Green Lantern universe, and I'm really happy with that. So I didn't know what I was expecting from this particular 3-issue series. I wasn't expecting that. I guess I was expecting a bunch of different shit, but now more realistically, I guess I shouldn't have been, because I knew that Green Lantern wasn't changing a lot. Now that, they're just mentioning a couple of things with the war between Atlantis and... the Amazons, and Hal Jordan is now a fighter pilot, not a test pilot. Or maybe he's a test pilot for fighter planes, or whatever the fuck it is. He's piloting an F-22 Tomcat, which are F-14 Tomcats. I'm dating myself there. The F-22 Raptors. That's right. Yeah, we got some cool shit going on. Anyway, it's a decent book. I wouldn't really go picking it up unless you really, really need to. At this point, stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on what's going on with it. But I don't see much changing from the regular Green Lantern mythos that we all know. Project Superman this is like fucking DC's version of Captain America. It has nothing to do with Superman, save for the font. There's this Captain America-looking kid who volunteers for a government project to become a super soldier under General Lane, Lois Lane's father. And they're keeping him like under wraps, they're keeping him secluded in the army base, and it's driving him nuts. And he's getting like a little fucking, what is it, like, he's not agoraphobe, he's like getting like rheumatoid arthritis in the brain and shit. Like, he wants to go out and they're not letting him go out and play. and finally he has his chance to show the world what he can do when Superman's ship crash lands on Earth. Pop that scan up right there, and that's going to continue into issue 2. Ramon will probably get that. I can't promise I will. I want to know what's going on with Superman, but they're going to have the hunt for Superman in Flashpoint 3, I believe it is 3, which comes out next week. So, you know, I'll soon get that. This didn't interest me in the slightest. I found it pretty difficult to get through. Speaking of fuck-ups from DC, Green Lantern Emerald Warriors 11 came out. This is the aftermath of War of the Green Lanterns. Way to drop the ball, assholes! We didn't get the fucking last part of the story. We're already reading the epilogue. Haven't even opened it yet. Bought the incentive cover because it was just a cooler cover. And one thing DC is doing right is they're making their incentive covers like $1 or $2 more than the regular covers. Which, you know, that's not bank-breaking at all, as opposed to Marvel's variant covers, these I Am Captain America covers, which I really do enjoy. But they're still $10 and $15, which is ridiculous. DC's variant covers are $6. Perfect. So it's like double the price of their regular books at $3. I'll spring, because I like this cover as opposed to the regular cover, but I refuse to read it until I get the last chapter of War of the Green Lanterns. So big old fuck you to DC this week. Thank you for nothing. Yeah, really, thank you for nothing. The 3 DC books I read I just did not like. Fuck you, assholes. Fuck you. Good drink. It even smells like corn on the cob. Wow. Very sweet, too. Very sugary. Whew. On to Marvel. One cool thing. Incredible Hulk's annual #1 came out. This was the conclusion of Identity Wars, the annual crossover that swung through Amazing Spider-Man and Deadpool annuals over the course of the past couple of months. This was really good, guys. It has really no bearing on the regular universe as we know it. It was just a fun story. It's very reminiscent of the old Marvel annual crossovers that they used to do, when it wasn't just an event for the sake of an event. It was just a small thing crossing over a couple of annuals, and you got to enjoy a cool story. There was the Hero Killers in Amazing Spider-Man and New Warriors. There was Spidey's Totally Tiny Adventure and the Vibranium Vendetta, which went through all 3 Spidey titles in the mid-90s. There was the Korvac Quest, there was the Kings of Pain, there was the System Bites, all of those cool fucking mid-90s annuals crossovers. This is very reminiscent of that. It's just a fun story, starring the Hulk. Deadpool is hysterical, and Spidey winds up being the scientific hero of it all, of course. There's Mephisto involved. There's what's called the Infernal Hulk, which is like a demon Hulk. Because if you remember in the beginning, Bruce Banner could not turn into the Hulk. That's because in this new universe that they wind up in, Bruce Banner is the Sorcerer Supreme, and he banished the Hulk to Hell. And the Hulk spent too much time in Hell and became a demon. So they have to fight this motherfucker in this book. Just a really fun story. If you didn't pick up the books, it'll probably come out in trade in a little, like probably $8 to $10 trade or whatever. Definitely get it. It was just fun. It's what comic books were and still should be. Speaking of fun books, a while back, I don't know if you guys remember, but I was talking about Marvel Universe versus the Punisher, which was kind of like a cross between the Marvel Zombies universe and the regular universe, where the Punisher was the last man standing, basically, and he was killing off all the zombies. This is that exact same story told from the very beginning, this time with kind of Wolverine leading the Rebel Alliance, if you will, against the zombies. Spider-Man is patient zero. He's the first one who contracted this zombie cannibalistic illness, and it's up to Wolverine now to kill all of his friends that turn into zombies. So it's pretty much about him, you know, just psychologically dealing with this. I didn't really enjoy this. Honestly, I felt that this book shit all over everything that was good about Punisher versus the Marvel Universe. I don't really think this is necessary as a sequel. I liked where the old one left off. There's no reason for this, and I will not recommend it to you. I will not be picking up the other 3 issues. I think this stunk. It's just a piss poor idea, and they could have done something else with it. One thing I really did like on Wolverine, Uncanny X-Men 539. Now, you know I haven't really been reading too much X-Men. Recently, I did catch up on Second Coming. I read all of those. That shit was fucking ridiculous. And this one is a one-shot deal. Wolverine goes after Hope after she gets kidnapped by this weird, like, cyborg super soldier type of guy that's been around since World War II, and his latent mutant ability doesn't allow him to die, but they juiced him up with a bunch of cybernetics, and now he doesn't want to die, but he's getting old and fat and ridiculous looking. And it's up to Wolverine to save Hope, because this guy wants Hope to, like, make him young again, because he thinks she's the mutant messiah. And she's got some wacky-ass powers that she, Hope assimilates all of the mutant powers around her. So she can almost do anything that's around her. She's like Rogue, but with a little bubble around her of rogueness, if you will. And, basically, you know, Wolverine doesn't really get along with Hope too much because, one, not that he blames her for the death of Nightcrawler, but Nightcrawler did kind of die while trying to save her, so there's that issue looming, and also he doesn't want to become too good of friends with Hope because her powers remind him very much of Jean Grey's, and that simple fact alone makes him not want to get close to her in case he has to kill her the way he had to do Jean Grey. So he doesn't want to be friends with her, even though it's not gonna be like a love, I want to fucking rail you 3 ways from Sunday type of thing. Hope it would be more like a, Jubilee kind of X-23 relationship with Wolverine, I think, because, she's like a teenager, and that's creepy. Teens will get you 20, Jimmy Buffett said. Anyway, this was just a really cool one-shot story, and I highly, highly recommend it. If you're looking to get into X-Men, this still seems to be a good jump-on point. I know Uncanny is not lasting too much longer, so you may wind up with a bunch of other one-shots or like a couple of little side stories here and there that don't last too long, maybe 1 or 2 issues, depending on, how long they want to do it for. The other X book I am reading is the regular X-Men, so it's up to number 13, I think, with the Evolutionary storyline. That's pretty cool. One thing I dare say was was kind of a letdown was Ultimate X issue 5. Nothing happened. Nothing fucking happened. There was a 2-panel, battle with Sabretooth and Wolverine's son, and that was it. And then they hook up with the Hulk to go beat the shit out of Sabretooth and defeat the new Brotherhood of Evil Mutants that's led by Quicksilver. And then, like, the book just ends. Like, they just decide, like, alright, let's go our separate ways. There's no reason to fight each other. We're all mutants and the world hates mutants, so let's not fight each other. And then they leave. And that's the whole book. And they have the fucking audacity to advertise Ultimate X hardcover collecting issues 1 through 5 coming soon. Are you fucking kidding me? Nothing happened in these goddamn books. I was enjoying it. I wanted it to spread. I wanted to read a whole fucking 12-issue maxi series with some actual drama and some crazy shit going on. But no, all you've done is set the stage for the next fucking wallet-draining series that you're gonna throw at me. Come on, man. The Ultimate Universe should have ended with Ultimatum. Speaking of endings, from Radical Comics, EARP, Saints for Sinners, finished off this week with issue 4. Overall, I really enjoyed this series. I'm a big fan of the movie Tombstone with Val Kilmer, and I don't give a fuck who else was in it because Val Kilmer was an awesome Doc Holliday, and Doc Holliday in this is just as awesome. This looks at it as if the OK Corral was the A-OK Casino in Las Vegas, and like this is kind of in the modern times. Jesse James is the leader of a biker gang and everything. This was a really good story. A couple of, swing and a miss every now and then. Some of the paneling was a little difficult to follow. Like at one point in the 4th issue, I had a bit of trouble where they're breaking into the Pinkertons' home base, which they've taken over this army base. If you guys don't know, the Pinkertons were basically the law in the Old West, and they were as corrupt as the day is long. And the same holds true for this particular series. So the EARP clan is breaking into the Pinkerton army base along with the aid of Jesse James and his crew. No mention of Cole Younger. I was a little upset by. I was hoping for that little tidbit of Old West knowledge, but I didn't get it. Anyway, there's, one point where they're flying over the army base that's well guarded, and there's a big battle going on out front, and all of a sudden, Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp are breaking into the army base through, what looks to be a sewer cap, and you find out that it's one of the missile silos but there's no panel leading up to that, and it's a little difficult to follow. But you know what? Radical is still a fledgling company as far as I'm concerned. They've only been out for a year or two, so the artists and the writers are still kind of trying to find their feet underneath them. They're doing a really great job. The art is excellent in this book. The writing is good. It doesn't try to be Old West. It takes it from a modern standpoint. There's not like an overabundance of cursing or something like that that, you know, sometimes kind of ruins a book for me. I think EARP Saints for Sinners was a really great story. I wouldn't mind reading some more of it, but I don't think there's... then again, you know, I don't think there should be any more of it. So let me retract that previous statement. Wyatt Earp's story should end with Tombstone. But definitely, if you haven't been picking this up, I would say pick it up and trade. I'd say it's a solid B+ to an A- grade overall. I'm very rarely disappointed with anything Radical does. Excuse me, you guys know this, but I have a soft spot in my heart for Tombstone. So definitely check out EARP Saints for Sinners. The trade should be out soon. I have been enjoying Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters from IDW to a point. This book is like 50-50 for me because there's a lot of other shit that they put into the book that's trying to ground it in mock modern day society. Like in this, they make fun of Jersey Shore and they call it something else like Jerseyfied or something like that, and they draw a bunch of fucking wacky ass characters that's supposed to be Snooki and the rest of the gang, and instead of the Situation they have the Inception or some bullshit thing like that. And most of the time when this is going on, I find myself saying, like, stop wasting my fucking time and get to the monsters. I'm reading this book because I want to see Godzilla fuck up some monsters. I don't want to hear about, you know, what's going on in America and the rest of people's lives. I want to see some fucking monsters. Let's get on with this. And the battle between Godzilla and, I'm going to say this wrong, Anguirus, whatever, the little... you know, armadillo-looking thing, lasts for about 2 pages. And again, I'm having trouble following some panels. There's this soldier guy that's trying to protect his mom, and one minute he's on the army base, and then the next panel he's with his mom, and they're being, like, caught in a cave-in from a building because of the battle between Godzilla and Anguirus or whatever. And I had a little trouble following it, but overall, I'm still going to stick with it because, one, I'm like a closet Godzilla fan. I like Godzilla a lot. And I'm hoping the story picks up. You know, I'm hoping that, once again, to use the expression, that the artist and the writer kind of find their feet. And the next issue promises King Ghidorah, so hopefully that'll be a big fucking knockdown, drag-out fight. I want to see like 20 out of 24 pages of just monster fight. That's all I want out of this to please me, and that's really... Godzilla's easy to do. How hard could it be? Just put in some goddamn fucking monsters all over the place. I don't want to hear about fucking humans. They got these 2 little fucking schoolgirl broads mentally controlling Batra, this worm-looking thing with a big horn, electric horn out of its head. And I don't give a fuck. I want Godzilla to fight the thing, man. That's why I jumped on this shit, and that's why I avoided that other Godzilla story, Gangsters and Goliaths, because I don't care about people. I want to see fucking monsters. I'm not sure if you realize this or not through this whole like 5-minute rant or so, but what I'm really expecting out of this graphic piece in front of me is for Godzilla to be engaged in combat with others of his kind, other monsters, if you will, of sorts, you know? I want to see fucking monsters. That's all I want, fucking monsters. Another interesting one, Drums 2 came out this week, which I'm picking up. I'm really enjoying the artwork. The story is very involved. This takes hoodoo and voodoo and a whole bunch of other like interesting religious stuff like that that I really don't understand it. But the writer, and I want to get this right, El Torres, gives you a nice glossary at the end for all the terms that he uses that, you know, the rest of us are like. So you can read over that and kind of understand where he's coming from. Either he knew this stuff originally, or he's definitely done an exorbitant amount of research. Exorbitant. Word of the day, toilet paper. Get on that. The book is really, really creative. There's like some kind of crazy ritual going on that was fucked up by one of the priestesses, and now there's like these devil creatures running around, and you're just finding out how she went about fucking it up. And if this panel popping up here doesn't really clue you in on the insanity of this book, well, viewer discretion is advised. Pop that up. Yeah. Dead babies. Yeah, enough said. So look for a full review when Green Wave 4 comes out next week. We're going to get drums. I am still waiting for non-player. That shit has been like 3 weeks coming. I'm about to fucking write to eBay and be like, yo, this dude never delivered my shit. But other than that, Image is coming out with some crazy, crazy shit in these limited series runs, and I'm really enjoying them. They're different. They kind of make you go like... But overall, you know, they're pretty cool. As per Richard John Nichols asked me if I was picking up Infestation Outbreak, I went and got it. Not a bad book overall. It takes some... Now this is the CVO, the Covert Vampiric Operations. All of the dudes on this team are vampires and demons and whatnot. And they're basically like straight out of Hellboy. They are the Bureau of Paranormal Defense. There are things that go bump in the night. They are the ones who bump back. This story is basically an alien outbreak. And there's some fucking ugly looking motherfuckers. Look at this panel popping up. These are the guys that they just killed. The one guy, Cross, as a result of the infestation from the zombie undermind rather, he has these crazy new powers that he doesn't really understand yet. So I'll probably stick around for this for a little while, see where it's going, see if I like it, because I don't know anything about CVO. I only picked up Infestation because it promised me zombies mixed with my favorite 80s properties. But you know what? I've wasted worse money on dumber shit. So I'll keep you posted on how this goes, and if I want to recommend you guys a trade, I'll let you know when it ends. Finally, surprise hit for me from AP Entertainment, Gobs, issue 1. It's a black and white book with really entertaining, cartoony artwork about these little hideous goblins that want to open up a bar in the remains of a petrified 3,000-year-old giant. They get kicked out of a bar due to racism because nobody likes goblins. And they say, well, fuck you, we're going to open up our own bar. So they go to the hill giant, who is this like dead giant lying on a hill in the moss, and and nature has grown over him, and they hollow him out and they build a bar inside. And there's this really hot like elf girl that they all drool over with big tits, and there's this other cute little goblin girl with glasses that likes the other little goblin dude that's all well dressed and everything. This was just a fun book. It's like goblins from more like labyrinth kind of goblins. They're not like J.R.R. Tolkien goblins or orcs or something like that. Everybody looks different, and they're just mischievous little creatures. And this was hysterical. This is a great book. I really hope you guys pick this up. AP Entertainment, Gobs. I think you should read it. I think it was very funny. I am going to pour myself another glass of whiskey. I want to turn you over to the rest of the boys. Happy birthday, America. Have fun out there, Pete's Basement fans. As always, thanks for watching. And do write us letters. We love hearing from you guys. Questions at peachbasement.com. Facebook.com/peachbasement. Twitter.com/peachbasement. I think so. Just follow us. Follow us on Twitter. We tweet every now and then. So, we look forward to hearing from you guys. We like to hear from you. You're awesome. See you later.
Happy 4th of July. When you see this, it'll be the 5th of July. But happy 4th of July. And happy 5th of July. In honor of Goon coming out this week, I have this here hat on. Let's start with, let's save that for last. FF5. It wasn't as good as the last issue. It's confusing to me. I get confused very easily, so I don't know. I mean, I know what's going on, but it's just nothing too much got accomplished, in my opinion. So, but you're gonna see at the very end that Black Bolt is coming back. So I'll scan it up for you guys. So the next issue is the return of Black Bolt. So that's cool, and I'm looking forward to that. One comment I do have to say is that these shots, mainly these covers of just the bodies of these superheroes just thrown out into each other. I'm getting tired of them. I mean, you see them often, and just come up with a different idea. Amazing Spider-Man 664. I'm not a big fan of the Anti-Venom character, even though it's Eddie Brock, but I'm not really a big fan of Mr. Negative, any of these newer Spider-Man characters, and this book is full of them. So, it wasn't a bad issue, it just had all these characters in it, so I don't think it's necessary. So I'm gonna, just, if you like these characters, pick it up. If not, I mean, there are a couple of funny, exchanges between Spidey and Eddie Brock, but other than that, it was okay. It wasn't the greatest, but Uncanny X-Men 539. The artwork is awesome. Robertson, is that his name or her name? Ibram Robertson. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Really great artwork. But it has nothing to do with the team X-Men. It has to do with Hope and her crew. So there is still Generation Hope coming out. So I don't know. I mean, what it seems like is they're going to end at 540. They had no idea for a standalone issue, so they came up with this. Just throw this into this Uncanny X-Men. It has nothing to do with the X-Men. It has to do with Hope and her peoples. But the artwork is really great. So I mean, I can't believe they're gonna end Uncanny after just. I don't get it. It's good now too. Ultimate X5. I guess this is the last issue for Ultimate X, because they're talking about it being traded, and I don't know if that's. It seems like that's the end, and then I don't get it. So, well, this is the beginning at the end. So maybe it's going to be Ultimate X6, the beginning, Ultimate X Volume 2, Number 1, or something completely different. But basically what happens is Wolverine's son gets attacked by Sabretooth, Ultimate Sabretooth. So they go after Sabretooth, and but they need someone strong enough to go after Sabretooth, so they find Bruce Banner, and who's working at like a soup kitchen, or like at least a homeless shelter. And he agrees. And how do they find him? What's his name? Eye patch guy, Nick Fury. So Nick Fury popping up everywhere is kind of annoying, but so basically you have Jean Grey, or who used to be Jean Grey, Karen Grant, is gathering her crew to essentially have her own X-Men, even though they're not officially the X-Men. They're not assembled in that way, but basically that's who they are. And then you have Quicksilver and his crew trying to carry out Magneto's legacy, it seems. So that's that. It was good, great artwork, Arthur Adams. It took like 3 years for that to come out altogether, but it was worth it, I would say, because when they do trade it, I would say pick it up. It was good enough to keep, certainly, and to pick up and trade. American Vampire 16. If Goon didn't come out, I'd say this is book of the week. I'm of course partial to Goon, but such a great, and it's, what is it, Eisner Award nomination. It's such a good. The artwork is great. The story is great. The dialogue is good. It's interesting and different at the same time. So such a good book. I can't believe I was picking up in the beginning. Well, I can't believe that. The reason is because of the vampire angle. I was so tired of vampires ever since Twilight came out. There's vampire this, vampire that. They got True Blood and everything else. Everything is vampires. But this is actually a great book. by Scott Snyder and Raphael Albuquerque. It's just a great combination of the artwork and the story. If you're just picking it up now, just go back and get them. I don't know if they have them traded at all, but find them. They're really good. 16 issues and still good. And there's a couple of side things that were still good too. There's even an offshoot book that Pete got a few weeks ago. I can't think what it's called. I'll pop it up. But that was really great too. I think it's going to be an ongoing series. So, and then last but certainly not least, Goon 34. Eric Powell wrote in the back, like the little letters section, that he realized he's been not putting Goon out as often as possible, but he's got a lot of side projects that he's working on, like the Godzilla thing and Chimichanga, which is great also. They're going to do a colorized Chimichanga, I think a collection of the 3 stories, so I'm looking forward to that too. But I think he's going to get back to his Goonic roots. Sorry, that was bad. So I think hopefully Goon is going to be coming out more often. But of course they take a swipe at what I was just mentioned, the Twilight series with these beautiful vampires and everything. So obviously, you know, Goon in the very beginning comes across them, and it's so obvious that that's who they're supposed to be, like that kind of a character, and he just beats the shit out of them. And then you have the orphanage with all the little kids, and then they have a new person at the orphanage, and she's a tween, which is like between 10 and 12 probably, who a lot of these Twilight stuff and is geared toward. And she just like turns into a monster, and they Goon's help, and he goes over there and he's drunk and he helps. Like, it's such. If you're not getting Goon, what are you doing? So. You gotta get Goon. You gotta do it. And when is the movie coming out? Supposedly, you know, we saw clips. Like, what's going on? So happy 4th. That's right. 2 and 2 is 4. Happy 4th. Happy 5th and happy 2nd, and 3rd. Happy Independence Day. There you go. That's better. We'll see you next time.
Welcome to another lovely episode of Segments. I know you guys love this so much, but it's July 4th. Barbecue, fireworks, barbecue while throwing away fireworks. Fireworks while barbecuing. So, here's Segments. There we go. American Vampire, number 16. The book is fantastic. You're not picking it up. You just ain't listening to us. It's one of those books that until it goes bad, we really won't really seriously review it. It's just good. It's good shit. Pick it up. Batman Detective Comics number 878. 22 more issues for 900. No, DC's shitting on that. Totally shitting all over that shit. But I want to get over it. Oh, yeah. Anyways, those are one. No, actually, it's the ending of the story arc. But my whole feeling is, should I bother? Should I bother with DC until the reboot? I mean, really, is anything important besides Flashpoint nowadays? I don't know. But it was good. It was, you know, Dick Grayson doing his detective thing, being Batman. Flashpoint, the Canterbury Cricket. Cricket. It's a one-shot. And I don't know. I don't fucking know. I mean, I'm glad at talking about international heroes and villains on this shit. But between Etrigan rhyming all the time and some douchebag being turned into a cricket to save lives. I don't know. I mean, let's just keep it going. Green Arrow Industries. Do you guys know I hate Green Arrow? I never really cared for him. He's a shitty Robin Hood, and that's his whole story. I think the death of Green Arrow should be done, and it'll mean something, and that's it. I don't like Green Arrow. I don't like Flashpoint Green Arrow. I like Justice League Unlimited Green Arrow from the cartoon series. That's it. That's it, because he was, fooling around with Huntress, fooling around with Black Canary. Hey, comic book? No. Okay, Flashpoint, Hal Jordan. I don't like Hal Jordan either. I love Green Lantern. Don't care for Hal Jordan. This is all about Hal Jordan. Didn't care for the book then. Flashpoint, Project Superman. I like the different twists of Superman, but there's no mention of Superman at all in this shit. This other guy, it reminded me of Supreme Power. Kind of, for some reasons there. I didn't care for these Flashpoint books at all. Those are the 4 Flashpoint books that came out. I finished collecting all my pins, and I don't know which number 2s I'm picking up. They start next week again. We'll see. Gotham City Sirens, number 24, finished the book, actually, which kind of hurt my feelings. Really did. It ended with the breakup of the Sirens. Harley's back in prison, and that makes sense because she's going to be a member of Suicide Squad when the reboot hits. Poison Ivy was arrested, which is interesting because I think she's a member of Birds of Prey coming up. So, I don't know. And Catwoman just went along her merry way happily, because, she got her man, Bruce Wayne, and between that, she's all good. I don't know. Let's see what the reboot does. Catwoman number 1, a couple of months away. I miss Gotham City Sirens already. Green Lantern Emerald Warriors number 11. I don't know if this is the last issue, but it was a good standalone. Aftermath of War of the Lanterns wasn't even touched upon here. He was on his way to some R&R on Earth, and that's it. Trouble ensued, and that's it. I don't know. Justice Society of America, the one book that I feel is really being done dirty by the reboot, cause that this book isn't being rebooted, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, relaunch, new direction, money making event, whatever. Mr. Terrific is getting some shit, his own book, and that's it. A whole slew of characters on JSA. And quite frankly, I think you were doing pretty damn good with Liberty Bell, especially her being in Justice League as well. But no, and Guggenheim is doing good shit, but lately it's kind of saying, waning a bit. So that's the way I feel about it too. It's all coming to a fucking end, and I don't know how I feel about a DC reboot. Some things I'm looking forward to, some things I'm not. I still don't like the idea of Batgirl coming back after being a leader and a go-to person for DC and taking up the title of Batgirl. As Oracle, she was a hell of a fucking woman. So there's Batgirl, who has so much fucking experience, and then there's also going to be Batwoman, who is a newbie, and I don't know, you have 2 of them. Quite frankly, I love the Batwoman book. I'm not putting Batwoman down at all. What the fuck? Really? Anyways. IDW's True Blood, Tainted Love, number 5. This was a good issue. The series started recently again, and I think reading both of them is kind of but this is finishing up one more issue, I believe, and then there's another one planned already, of course, to milk it, because it's quite popular. But it's cute, it's quaint, it's a mini-series. There's no real serious commitment, no real letdown, DC. Artifacts number 8 of 13. This shit came out last May. Zero issue came out last Free Comic Book Day. Last year's Free Comic Book Day, in May. That was over 12 months ago. Why would you bring that up, Ramon? 8 issues in over 12 months. Artists keep on changing. This is, I think, Top Cow's biggest event ever, if not their first. They've done crossovers with Wildstorm and shit like that, but this is like almost all their characters involved in this shit. And they're dropping the ball hard. Fucking true image style. You know, and it's frustrating because I like all of Top Cow's characters. All of them. And this series is really freaking pissing me off. Moving along. Daomu. Number 5. The Chinese import book. Well, grave robbers and whatnot. It's... At first it was good, but now it's kind of dragging on a bit much and is really getting into... It touches on some things and doesn't explain it. And it's to the point that it's frustrating. And it feels like I missed a miniseries before or some shit like this, which I don't think I did. This is the first one, first time in America. If I'm missing something, if somebody out there knows it, please let me know, so it would explain why I'm so frustrated. But overall, it's okay. I would give it a C+ right now. It started out like a B. Avengers, the Children's Crusade. Issue 6 of 9. This is another shit that started out like last year, and now it's like only up to 6 issues. I love Heinberg. I love Chung. I love Morales on this. I love the whole creative team on this. This book is fantastic. It is probably book of the month, book of the week. Excuse me, month. Fuck that. But it's late and it's frustrating because I'm like trying to remember what the hell happened in issue 5, all of 2-3 months ago. Incredible art, incredible story, incredible splash pages. But again, the timing is just, it's aggravating. It really is. Get the fuck on the ball, especially for $3.99. Okay, it's something that aggravates me. And you know, instead of doing reboots and massive events and all this shit, stick to certain things. Stop doing so many damn events. That's one. And two, whenever you have a certain character on the cover, have him inside the book. You have Black Bolt, who I fucking love. I'm a huge fan of Black Bolt and Inhumans. And he have all the Fantastic Force or from Freedom Foundation or whatever the hell they call nowadays. Knocked out by him, which is possible. He is that powerful. But he doesn't show to the last page of the book and he's not even fighting. He's just on his throne, just chilling. Really? Really? Abnett Landing killed the guy off. Comic book kill. And now he's just back on the throne chilling without a fucking explanation? Bastard. Treat your characters more... I don't keep it going. So, Ultimate X issue 5. It ended. And of course, real soon the trade's already available. I love this shit. Loeb, I'm a fan of Jeff Loeb. I've never hidden that from you guys. Arthur Adams' art is wonderful. Not just because he draws women really well and shit like that. No. I mean, yes, but no, not just that. It's just, they were a good team, but they were also fucking late also. So it was aggravating. Again, I'm just aggravated this week. That's the word of the week. Aggravating. For every word, every time I said aggravating, take a shot, grab your girl's titty. One of those two. Or both. Aggravating. It's like the next member of the new X-Men or whatever the hell they call it because they refuse to take a name is the Hulk. Cute little twist. Interesting plot. Nick Fury's involved. Yeah, spoiler alert. Whatever. So I'm like, Ultimate Universe books are being launched too. What a surprise. Let's see what happens. Let's wait and see. This is what Ramon has to do with these books nowadays. Just wait and fucking see where shit stands. X-Men, Prelude to Schism. What a waste. These 4 books, each of them cost me $3, $12. Marvel, you owe me $12. You owe me $12. I'm serious. Prelude to Schism was what? Just each of them brooding and having little fucking flashbacks. Really? Really? $12. I will collect. You're fucking in the city, yo. I'm like 1 train stop away from the city. Uncanny X-Men. See, there's another book that's being just stopped. Number 539. Soon, it'll be ended. And it's a one-shot with Wolverine and Hope. It's a good book. I recommend it. I don't think it's $3.99 good, but it's definitely a good book. But again, it's going to end. So it's like a wait and see type of thing. Let's just wait and see till Schism comes along. Not that Prelude shit I just reviewed, but the true Schism, and then see how everything relaunches again. You know, a new Uncanny X-Men and Wolverine and the X-Men and shit. And let's see what happens with X-Force and shit, because, you know, oh. Anyways, those are my books. Next week. I think there's a couple of good shit coming up next week. I don't know. Hopefully you're picking up the haul. You see what we pick up. You see what we're really looking forward to. If not, get on it, man. Get on it. Get on our website. Sign up for the newsletter. And that's about it. Have a happy 4th. And all that fun shit. Peace.
Edited, written, blah, blah, blah. I want to let you guys know who wrote this motherfucker. Shit. I cannot find it. Staff, edited by son of a bitch, Richard Moore. I don't know if he's drawing it and writing it, or what. Well, this is the last book, Roger, so I'm sorry. You have to deal with my waiting at this point. I can't find it. I cannot find it, so I'm just going to say Richard Moore. I think that's what I'm going to say. Yeah. Okay. Where the fuck was I? I guess I'll do that again. Should I do it again? I don't know. I don't know where I left off. Have a drink. It appears I finished my whiskey. Well, unfortunately, I don't know who it's by. It says Richard Moore on the cover, but I don't know if that's Alex Richard and John Moore, or if it's Richard Moore. I don't know.